my special friend who is watching me again today, and I do appreciate you for coming along on this ride of Get to Know Me in April. Today, Tuesday, 20th of April, and now I'm going to share with you why, or what rather, and then why I choose what I choose between Apple or Android. But first, before we go there, I want to say a special hi to you if you are a Sotho or a North Sotho watcher, because I wanted to say dumelang. Okay? Ek gaan okay. And so I appreciate that you would appreciate that if that's your language, North Sotho. So thanks for being here and for tuning in to yet another installment of this once-off series that we have in April. And I want to ask you, hit me up in the comments below before we start. What do you think? Apple or Android for me? What kind of girl do you think I am? Now I know, yes, you would have had some hints here and there, because if you look around me a little bit, you would be able to recognize some devices in my immediate vicinity. And drum roll, what is it? Apple! Apple is the winner. In my life, Apple is a clear-cut winner. And I can confidently say that I probably have, if not all, then almost every kind of Apple device I think that you could have or have had, and now have almost all of them. No, I don't try to buy them all because it's an Apple thing and I'm just like, oh, another Apple thing is out. No, it's just actually because I really do use them and I very much enjoy my Apple products. Probably the biggest thing I enjoy about Apple products are the fact that they all talk to each other. Love it. I love it that I can put in my AirPods and just go to one of my other devices, start working on them, and it sort of automatically switches on and I listen on my other device with my AirPods. I also love it that everybody in my house, or most of us, have Apple devices and we can just sort of share amongst each other, I guess, and do things like share files with each other just seamlessly. No need to plug in anything. We can just go, I want to what do we call it? AirDrop, there you go. AirDrop this document to Carl, for example, or from my iPhone, which is what I'm using to film these with, well, to do the podcasts with, or the live stream, shall I say. So I can't use my iPhone to show you, but my iPhone is the one that you can hear me through and see me on. And I can just AirDrop any file from my phone straight to my MacBook. I'll enlighten you with the number of items that I firstly have had and do still have at this point in time, being Apple. Now, I used to be the proud owner of several iPads in a previous life, but I have recently stopped using iPads. I say recently, maybe not that recently. My children, our children, all four of them, have an iPad. I know it's a controversial thing. Some parents don't like the fact that their children should have devices. In our house, we are liberal and we are fair. We have one iPad for each child, because we do find that our children have learned a substantial amount of things by watching programs, following apps, using apps on their iPads. Yes, even little Capri. I know I'm going to get the comments now. We're like, how can you let your 2-year-old? Fire away, Jose. Let me know down below. But, and my poor girl, I can hear her in the background. Carl is looking after her. I can confidently share with you that I am on top of the usage of my children on their iPads. and we do it in moderation. Now, I'll move along from that topic because that's really a topic for a whole new video on its own about, do you let your children use iPads or not, or devices or Androids? Hit me up in the comments below if that's something you'd like me to talk about a little bit, on how we approach our children's screen time, or shall we call it our screen time policy in our house. Okay, so moving on from what I have had and what I do have now. So I'll go back. I used to have an iPad. I don't have an iPad no more. Not me personally, but the kids still have iPads. I used to have iPods, more than one. Gosh, we just kept on buying new iPods as the old ones wore themselves out. And this was really pre the age that our phones became our iPods too. So yeah, I don't even know how many years ago would that have been. Probably up until about 6 years ago. What would you say? Maybe you remember better than I do. Anyway, so when iPods were still around, we were hitting them out big time because I loved listening to music. Music makes a big part of my life and it sets the mood for me big time. So tip, if you want to change your mood, change your music. Right, iPads and iPods. I'm just trying to go through my list to see. Those are all the ex-Apple products I used to own. And obviously earphones with wires, that's a past for me. I have invested, this is my second pair of AirPods. Yeah, AirPods, I think that's the correct description, Apple earphones. And I am now on this pair, which is the Pro, Apple AirPods Pro. And I've even had mine engraved. Engraved? No. Yes, I still think they still call it engraved. But anyway, printed on. And it says, do epic stuff. Because I love doing epic stuff. It's part of me. It's part of the kind of things that I like to do in life. I like to do things that are different, as you've noticed from some previous videos. And I just like doing things that I think are worth my while in the end. I'd love to be able one day to look back at my life and go, I have absolutely given it my best. And I find that through doing epic stuff and reminding myself about it everywhere that I go, it works a treat in focusing me on the path that I do want to walk on. So these ones, you've seen them once or twice, yeah? Nah, you've seen them so many times. Love my AirPods. Okay, I've actually had the normal AirPods as well. I use them so much that they are now not really working anymore. I think it's like a generation 1 of the previous AirPods. I still have them. They're now Capri's toy, and she loves taking them out and putting them, or trying to put them in her ears, and then wearing them for mummy because mummy's going to put them on, and it's really good for her fine motor skills to open the little case and take out the AirPods, because they don't work much anyway anymore. I don't mind if they fall down or if she steps on them, but I do keep them specifically because when she sees mummy's AirPods Pro, she just wants to use her own set of AirPods, which is very cute. And no, we don't have the AirPods attached to any music or input when she plays with them. It's just the physical thing that she walks around with. The second thing that I have used a bit more of in the past, when I used to have my own iPad, which I don't have anymore, now I actually don't use it all that often anymore, but it's on my list of things to get more on top of, and it's this little chap here, my Apple Pen, which, if you know then, this is probably an old one by now. I'm sure there's like probably 1 or 2 newer versions of the Apple Pen out by now, but I just really enjoy using it because you can plug it in the back of on the side really of the iPad, and then you can start drawing or writing on it. Treat, love it. especially when I use it on creative programs, and I can do paintings, like, you know, pretend paintings. It's amazing. You can change this thing, like in Procreate, that's one of the apps that you use with it, how you can change this pen to function like an airbrush, or like a paintbrush, or like a pencil, or with a thick point or a thin point, or you can change the color. Amazing what you can get to do these days with these things. So Procreate is the kind of thing I love to play with. I've made some designs on it. One of the things I actually did do is I practiced quite a bit of my writing, because I taught myself how to do calligraphy, sort of letters. I'm sure I can show you a version of my calligraphy in not in my soft copy version, but in a hard copy version. Yeah, let's try a bit of that. What the brain does. Just one of my things that I wrote down as I was working and learning about things. Here's another one. Some of my playing Bordeaux, Monaco and Everest. So just practicing different calligraphy styles. And I've got a few key ones. I just love using all the different calligraphy. So that's some more calligraphy I've done there. To do. This is my July to do in my bullet journal. If you want to see a flip through of my bullet journal, that might be one of the things I think that we can cover as one of the videos still to go for this month. But essentially, yeah, I love writing with my Apple Pen, because you don't need to actually physically have the paint and the stuff, and you can just try your hand at different colors and different kinds of pens to do it with. So yeah, it's been great fun. Okay, I was just trying to find more calligraphy suggestions, but a lot of the things in my diary, I'm like, oh, it shouldn't be showing that necessarily. Okay, my next item of Mac / or Apple related items are my computers. Now, 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 Mac computers, of which this is the one that you can usually see, and this is my little MacBook, which I thoroughly enjoy. And it's got a sticker that I ordered online, as you can see, for the, because I love having some design on there. I don't like just the, otherwise it would just look like that. This is actually a nice gold, matte gold color. And this is probably, I think I bought it in 2015. So it's probably been going for 6 years now. But oh, look at how little it is, and it's so light. And I literally take it and I drop it in my handbag. And Bob's your uncle. I'm like working on the road. I can go with it anywhere. The only thing that this one can't do really for me, that I do use my bigger daddy for, is video editing. Because this one, it's just not powerful enough. As you may or may not know, video editing takes up, it needs, shall I say, a big brain and lots of capacity. And so that's why I have my MacBook Pro, which is my very dearly loved Apple product. Probably the Apple product I like the most. But it's much heavier than this little one. And this little one goes with me basically everywhere that I go. The bigger one I used to take with me a lot, but now that I'm not doing video editing on the go all that often, I leave that one here and then I take this one with me. Okay, my MacBook Pro it's plugged in, but shall I bring you? I'll show you the picture or the sticker I have on it, because I think it's rather cute. 1 second, I am still here. Let me just grab it. It's coming, and there you go. Chamonix, France, Lac Blanc. That's what my MacBook is. Sticker up and a random odd sticker there. But there you go. Love my MacBook Pro. But I am certainly looking forward to upgrading this one, because this is a 2018, I think. And even though it is really lovely to work with, I do find that with my editing, it would really be handy if I had even a stronger version, because I edit in Premiere Pro. Adobe and Mac are not the biggest friends, as you will know, or maybe not, you don't know. But it makes life a little bit harder if you're trying to work on a Mac with Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay, moving on from that, my other big gazooba that I have is my Big Mac computer. Love it. It was an investment I made probably about 3 years ago, and I have been over the moon with it. I struggled in the beginning to become an Apple kind of gal, because yes, I was a Windows person for many years, and then started getting into Apple, obviously with the iPhone first, and then working my way up, I guess. And now I've learned to operate the iOS system, which is similar to Windows 10. I don't always know exactly what to do still, but I have learned over the years to have the shortcut on the keyboards and how the mouse works and what are the different things called, because as you will know, things on Mac or on iOS is called, or are called, different names than what they're called often on a normal computer, on a Windows-based computer. And when I go back to working on Carl's computer, my husband, I often have to remind myself that this is not a Mac anymore. Well, actually, he actually now uses a Mac, but in the past, when he used to have a Windows one, it was difficult for me to like go forward and backwards between the two. So now he also works on a Mac, which makes life just so much easier, and we're all on Macs in the house. It integrates very easily from the one system to the other. Now, the other thing that I do enjoy using of my Apple products, how many more have we got to go? We've covered that. Well, one left to go is our Apple TV. We've been Apple TV owners for, I think, since they came out. We really enjoy using Apple TV. We've got one at the moment, and that is for our children, for their television that they use. And it just helps us to get all the Apple videos that we've purchased. That's obviously stored in the cloud for them to watch those. And the television that they have is a smart TV, but when we bought that Sony, that's probably, God, things move so fast these days. I think that television must be about 3 years old, which in the greater scheme of things, you'd think is a really new one. But now we're struggling to watch YouTube on that. We're struggling to get YouTube on. I like to put on YouTube for the kids often when we're together, because there might be lots of educational things that we'd like to watch, or we might look for a specific song or a music video that we want to talk about or listen to, or when we play guitar and musical instruments, we sometimes watch tutorials on YouTube. So YouTube is an important thing for us, as you can figure out. I also have my YouTube channels, and I absolutely love YouTube. So it's important for us to be able to get YouTube on all our devices, and especially the one in their room can't do YouTube anymore. It used to be able to, but now I think YouTube, or whichever way it's happened, they're just deciding not to support that platform anymore. So we'll have to upgrade our current Apple TV to a newer version so that we can continue watching YouTube on their television as well. We have YouTube on all the other televisions in our house, might I add, because as you would recall from a previous video, that YouTube is my favorite platform to be on. And it is also really the only television really that we actually watch, and it's not 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, it ain't stories per se. We watch YouTube, we follow influencers that we enjoy listening to, and most of the time it would be something educational or documentary that we do watch absolutely, absolutely love it. That's our thing to do if we do have some off time, which doesn't happen too often. But that's between you and me, okay? Don't tell anybody. All right. That's me today. Apple, Android. I think I'm a dead giveaway and I can't hide it. So love it. Love my Apple products. What is the downside for me of having Apple? There is a downside. I mentioned it. The biggest thing is the fact that I use editing software called Adobe Premiere Pro, and Mac and Adobe Premiere Pro are not friends, and it is really difficult, or it takes much longer to do editing work on Premiere Pro while using a Mac. So if I were to use different editing software, that would have been easier. Or if I changed my computer to a Windows-based one, that would have been easier too. But now I am thoroughly into using both the Premiere Pro and the Mac, and I don't want to change either of them. So I'll just go and hopefully upgrade my MacBook towards the end of the year, MacBook Pro, to the newer version that they're making, because I've heard in the grapevine that apparently that's going to be one that's more friendly with Premiere Pro, and looking forward to getting that in place. What was the other downside? Oh, expensive. Yeah, gosh. Probably just expensive, and the fact that it's hard to integrate Apple with anything else, and that's a thing they do purposely because they want you to keep on buying Mac stuff. But I do enjoy my Mac, so that's me. Probably be a Mac person for at least the foreseeable future for now, unless somebody or something else comes and changes the world and become the new Apple. Thanks for joining. It was lovely to see your smiley face on the other end of the camera. No, I can't really see you, but I can imagine that you are there on the other end, and I can't see your face, but I can see you watching. And I do thank you and appreciate you for coming back every day to come and hear more about who I am, if that's something that you're into, if you wanted to know why I do the things I do and how and when. I guess there'll be more coming up about the how and the when as well, when I will be sharing with you my morning routine and my evening routine in some of the remaining days that we have in April. So come back for those ones. I will also be talking about the things that I love about Australia. I will share with you what my favorite movies are. I'll hint at it now. They're not very new ones, so my age will give it away. That's fine. I love my age. And my favorite sports. So those are the things to look forward to. And any other things? Oh, you flipped through my bullet journal. That was another thing we said we'll be doing. Anything else you want to hear about? Hit me up in the comments below. Share with a friend if you enjoyed this video. And have a fantastic day wherever you are at. Keep safe, keep out of COVID's way, and see if you can join me again tomorrow. Adios, my amigos.